third, remember to find your noun. Here's what I mean. When we think about vocation, we often think in terms of verbs. What do we do? What's our activities? What is that thing that occupies our time, the various skills and practices that we engage in? All of that's really important. But beneath those verbs, the verbs that animate what we do, beneath those verbs are nouns. There is a sense of identity that can manifest in activities in various different ways. I'll give you an example. When I was in seminary, I first began to be really interested in Old Testament, and I could imagine myself teaching Old Testament in a seminary. And I think at that point, though, my vocational discernment was just focused on a verb. I saw myself teaching in a seminary. And when I got out of my PhD studies and jobs were really hard to come by, I felt initially really discouraged. There was this thing that I felt called to do, and the opportunities weren't all over the place as I had hoped. But what was helpful to me is to realize that, yes, I was called to teach, and that's one way that I could express my noun. But my noun beneath that activity of teaching in a seminary was as a pastorally oriented scholar and teacher who could build bridges between the church and the academy. That noun can be expressed in many different activities, in many different vocations and occupations. And in fact, the vocation I ended up in is not something I ever imagined back when I was in seminary. In fact, it might not have even been anything that existed back when I was in seminary. So for me, zeroing in on my noun, my identity, rather than on my activity, has actually opened up the question of vocational discernment and has helped me engage and experience things that I never would have imagined as a gift and as really as something that resonated deeply with what God has had for me. So remember, you're not alone. Zoom out and find your noun. I hope these 3 little tips are helpful to you as you think about your professional development and vocational calling. Take care, friends.